Hey tribe, Sally here. Hope you're having an amazing and fascinating day. I know I am. Welcome back to another milepost mailbag on Monday. So first off, I want to thank you for your patience. Between doctor appointments in Yuma, a dentist visit across the border in Los Algodones, resupplying, and finally rolling into Quartzsite, I haven't had much time online lately. But I miss chatting with y'all, so I'm glad to be back here in the mailbag. By the way, this is episode 15. I'm kind of surprised by that. Catching up on your comments. So I'm glad I get the opportunity to do that. And if I haven't already, everybody's written responses will be done soon. Just as an FYI, I always read your comments pretty much as soon as they come in. And most of the time, I remember to give them a thumbs up, which is your signal that I've actually seen it. But sometimes, like this week, it could be all week before you get my written responses. So my apologies for that. Doing the best that I can. And I want to thank you so much for being here. Huge thanks to my channel members. And please consider leaving a comment, hit the thumbs up button, consider subscribing. And even if you think you are subscribed, you better check to make sure, because YouTube really does spontaneously unsubscribe people. Alright, we've got a really cool announcement coming up that I'm pretty excited about, and I hope you will be too. But first, let's roll the intro, and then we'll get right into it.
Wake up with the sun in our eyes. Sally forth, no need for goodbyes. Journey calls, let's roll the dice. Every mile a new surprise.
Welcome back. Alright, so what's the big announcement? Well, before we dive into our comments and other segments today, I got something fun to share. We're going to be having our first ever in-person Sally Forth Tribe meetup right here in Quartzsite, and I've set the date. Friday, January 16th. That's the day after the RTR wraps up and the day before the Big Ten opens. So it seems like the perfect little window to get together, relax, and connect for a little while. I'll share the exact location and time in upcoming videos, but go ahead and save that date now, because I can't wait to meet you in person. And I hope you feel the same. In fact, leave a comment down below if you think you'll be able to come on that day. I would love to see you. But I understand if you can't. So, first off, let's talk about our Airmail Shoutout. I've renamed the segment. I started off calling it the Frequent Poster. And so the name's going to be a little bit different. I've shifted from Frequent Poster to Airmail Shoutout because I want to celebrate thoughtful contributions rather than just quantity, because it's really all about quality over quantity, right? So this week's Airmail Shoutout goes to Marie Taylor. She's been showing up for mailbags, for coffee talks, for travel vlogs alike, always catching replays, adding thoughtful insights, and chatting warmly with other tribe members. So Marie, thank you for being such a bright light in our community. I really appreciate that. Let's go ahead and dive into the comments. Starting with Wild North Dakota, Bison, Beauty, and the Forgotten Badlands. This was our tour of the North Dakota Badlands in the southern unit of the Theodore Roosevelt National Park. And Crafty Traveler says, I went through North Dakota Badlands in 2023 and agree that they are more green than the South Dakota Badlands, which is where Badlands National Park is. It was cool to see the bison. I have to go back because I didn't know about the chateau. So there is a chateau in Medora that, and of course now I can't remember the name of it, that is built by a Frenchman, a Marquis, to and his big claim to fame was finding a different way to be able to transport cattle to the Chicago stockyards. And when I say transport cattle, what I really mean is transport meat. The problem was that when you put cattle live onto cattle cars and shipped them from North Dakota to Chicago, by the time they got there, they would be malnourished and dehydrated and not really very much of what we would have called quality meat. So he built an abattoir, which is a killing place, killed the cattle, dressed them, and then shipped them in refrigerated cars to the Chicago stockyards. And I guess that's really how we got to the way that we ship meat all the time now. Anyway, Lonnie also says that she thinks there's an ice cream shop in Medora that has sorbet. Yeah, I'll have to check that out the next time or tell Barb, because she's more of a sorbet person than I am. And she said she did go to the park where the smokestack is from the abattoir. That's pretty much all that's left of the abattoir. We did not go into that park ourselves. We just drove by and I took pictures of the smokestack. But I love that you've been there too, Lonnie. Those Badlands really do surprise people because there is so much green mixed with that rugged terrain. Chateau de Mores, it just came to me. Definitely worth a stop next time. And now you've got me craving sorbet, even though that's really Barb's thing. So thanks for that tip. Same video, Gimbal Girl writes, those bison were amazing, especially when you think how close they were to extinction 150 years ago. It really does kind of stop you in your tracks when you think about that, doesn't it? To see them roaming free again, it is a beautiful comeback story. And it's kind of one of my favorite parts of traveling through that region. I said it in the video, when we first saw the bison herds at Jewel Cave, I thought that was pretty impressive. But they were not up there causing a bison jam, just the way these guys were. So if you haven't seen the video, check it out. From the video, Boondocking Tips for Beginners You Need to Know. It took me a while to be able to figure out what his handle says, at 77 GMC Nut. So I'm assuming that this is somebody that is a fan of the 1997 GMCs. Not sure which one. If you're watching this 77 GMC Nut, let me know. Let me know how far off I am in interpreting what your handle actually means. Says, I'm a new subscriber and just getting familiar with your channel. Great video, thank you. Well, welcome to the tribe, first of all. And I'm so glad you found us. There is a lot of experience and heart in our community here. So you're in good company, and I hope you stick around for a while. From the video, Top 10 Boondocking Truths Nobody Ever Told You, at Susan M4988 said, LOL, laughing about the reading of mortgage contracts. I'm a lawyer and can say I did actually read every page, and I'm quite sure I annoyed everyone in the room. Ha 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 ha. Great video, can't wait to get out more. Finally found my leak on my Mini Winnie, I think. Yeah, you might be the first person I've ever met who actually read every page, and I absolutely love that. Congratulations on finding that leak. Those can turn into a real adventure all by themselves. Wishing you many, many dry miles ahead. On the same video, Lisa Roth commented, as you know, I've been a nomad twice, once with my husband for 10 years and now on my own, going into my 4th year. I found that being a nomad cured me of ever letting the water run while I was doing the dishes. I became very careful of water, and I believe everyone on the planet needs to think about how they use water on a regular basis. I only use biodegradable soaps, except when I go into town to take a shower at the laundromat. I'm going to come back and comment on that. I use a mat by my steps to reduce the amount of dust I track in, which means I can use a broom to clean rather than a shovel. Thanks for another great video, my friend. Well, thank you, Lisa. I always love your practical wisdom, and that broom versus shovel line really did crack me up. You're absolutely right, though. RV life really makes you conscious of every drop and every speck of dust. Thanks for sharing your hard-earned tips with everyone. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Quartzsite, when she says, except when I go into town to take a shower at the laundromat, yes. The laundromat on Main Street really does have showers. It's probably the best shower in town, I think, for people that don't have unlimited water or a shower available to them. So it works in both cases. Same video. It's a long comment, and I'm going to give you the whole thing, guys. Angela Ann said, hello, Sally and my sweetheart Kit with his little ears listening in the background. He's sleeping right now. Sorry, guys. LOL. Kisses to you, honey. Love seeing you listening to Mommy. Oh, yeah, he is number one for sure. I would do great out there because I do the same at home and keeping clean. My water bill was $160 a month at one time. Now it's finally where it should be at about $100, which is still way too high. Should be closer to $50 because I only wash 2 loads of clothes once every 3 weeks. And as you, I take a bird bath because it is no sense in using up a lot of water. I have no partner anymore. LOL. Nor do I go anywhere, see anyone, or am I able to work. I'm always home, and well, my angel gets more bath than I do. That's her cockatiel. Just FYI. I do not cook, and I have not cooked in 10 years. Why? Because I worked mostly. Then my hubby was home and he cooked. Well, once in a while. He had cancer in 2017, so after that our world went blurry. Still is for me. He's now with our Lord. That's funny, we have same bottles and colors, and I have 4 small ones I saw Deborah have, and well, Angel got a hold of 2 of them. He loves those small bottles. He takes and bangs them across the floor. Yep, it's a bang, bang, bang. Not loud, but sounds like someone's at the door knocking. LOL, and yes, my duh self has went to the door. And then I see Angel, my umbrella cockatiel. Oh, well, I have went way long, but I enjoy yakking as I watch your videos. I just cannot keep up with you. LMAO. Hugs to you and our baby boy. Angela, your comments always make me smile, and this one was such a beautiful mix of humor and heart. I can just picture Angel banging those bottles and you heading for the door. I did have to look up what is an umbrella cockatoo, though, and for those of you who also don't know, they're white, and when they're excited, they extend their comb so it fans out and looks like an umbrella. Angela, sending you a big virtual hug and a few head scratches for your feathered kiddo, too. From the video From Bison to Boondocking, Community on the Rise, Mailbag episode 14. Marie Taylor says, love the Kit Cam. I'm going to wake him up. Sorry, Kit. Sorry, Kit. Come on. Come on. Your audience awaits. Oh, what? You don't have any bones? Did you give up all your bones? Okay. I know, right? He is quickly taking over the show. I might have to start paying him an extra treats for his on-camera time. What do you think about that? What do you think about that, cute boy? And from the first Sunday Coffee Talk back in the desert, Marie also shared, thanks for the shout out, catching you on the replay. At my age/stage, I'm more into air fryer cooking versus campfire cooking. This is in response to, in that video, I asked a couple of different questions for people to comment on. And my question was, do you prefer an air fryer or do you prefer campfire or cooking outside? I mostly cook outside on a single burner butane stove, but I'm no stranger to kitchen gear and gadgets. So I have 3 single burners. 2 can convert to propane, but I usually just use 1. The spares are for potluck or holiday cooking if I'm traveling on the holidays. And I just bought a smaller drawer-style air fryer this summer, so we'll see how that does. I would love a mini meetup in Q. Well, your wish is my command. The week after the RTR might work well for some of your part-time viewers if they're making the trek in January. Okay, your wish is my command. And I'm finally leaving for Y on Wednesday or Thursday. My Honda Element has been 3/4 packed since the beginning of October. I haven't said much about it, but my itty-bitty ride-or-die Fox Terrier mix Pecos had not been doing well for the past few months, and I had to let him go last week. He and I have been living day by day, and by October I was very concerned about how hard the 1,000-mile trip would be on him, so I had postponed my travels multiple times the past 5 to 6 weeks. I'll still have Lola Falana, world's most mischievous min pin, with me, though, so she'll be able to keep me on my toes while traveling. I'll be excited to see your setup for your new electric trike. I purchased one of their 2-wheel models, so the bike, not the trike, a couple of years ago, but now I'm wishing I would have went for the 3-wheeler. It just seemed harder to tote around, and yes, the answer is it is. Hope to see you soon in the beautiful desert Southwest. Marie, my heart goes out to you for the loss of little Pecos. Our fur kids leave such a big space when they're gone. I am glad that Lola will be with you on the road, and I can't wait to see her and you again. Can't wait to share my trike setup, and hopefully see you in Quartzsite in January. So that's it. That wraps up this week's mailbag. If you haven't yet, please make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss updates about the January 16th Quartzsite Meetup and the next round of tribe conversations. Well, I don't know why that was hard to say. Also, keep in mind, I've started doing posts on the community tab in YouTube as well as Facebook and Instagram, so there'll be some updates that you'll see there as well that may not show up in videos per se. So check those out too. Until then, take care of yourselves. Give your travel companions a scratch behind the ears, whether they're 2-legged or 4-legged. And as always, sally forth, seek, and find your adventure. Thanks very much for being here. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.